Learning must be authentic, regardless of the medium, whether online or traditional. I found it interesting in our Bender book in Chapter 3, she talks about rethinking learning theory within the online class. Then, she immediately speaks to Bloom's taxonomy, which has been around long before the internet. For my definition of authentic learning, I am choosing to fall back on Bloom. Authentic learning is provided by supplying the student with the subject knowledge within the framework of Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. This concept is carried into the classroom and measured for effectiveness by Chickering and Gamson in their 7 principles for good practice in education. According to Chickering and Gamson, in order for learning to be effective, authentic, it must have the following elements: student-faculty contact, cooperation among students, active learning, prompt feedback, time on task, high expectations, and it must value diverse talents and learning styles. Now that we understand what constitutes authentic learning, we must apply these principles to online learning. If online learning is of good quality, it will use the above 7 principles of education to successfully teach students within the framework of Bloom's taxonomy. There are many tools used for online learning. There are some basic building blocks that we use, such as HTML, which is used to present the written word, multimedia, such as graphics, audio, or video. We have discussion boards, which provide asynchronous communication between people. There's online chat or instant messaging, which provides synchronous communication. In most modern educational institutions, online classes are also done within the structures of course management systems, such as Blackboard or Moodle. Just because you have a Formula race car doesn't necessarily mean you'll win the Indy 500. These technology tools must be applied successfully. As professional educators, we must put these tools to use in order to produce learning. The online environment is different from face-to-face in that the teacher has more of a role as a moderator and guides the students through their learning. Bender discusses learning theory as it applies to the online classroom. How is this virtual classroom created? How do we get students to show up to class? How do we deal with problem students? Understanding the virtual classroom. Finally, in conjunction with the student-faculty component, we are told how to enhance participation and seed positive discussion that can lead to deeper learning. This is done primarily through the discussion board, but there are also active assignments and requirements that are used to measure student progress. In conclusion, the concepts of authentic learning are the same, regardless if the course is taught online or in a traditional classroom setting. The tools and teaching methods are the components that are different. The student is our customer, and in the end, we must satisfy their needs. Because online learning is in its infancy, as education professionals, we must learn not only the technologies, but also their implementation in order to become successful online teachers.